Hello again, my favorite little people. This is the second part of Friday's lesson. Right now, we're going to do some art, and I have two things that I'd like to show you, okay? So, the first project, we are going to do a handprint crab. Yes, we are going to do a regular crab that we might see on the beach, and we're also going to do a hermit crab. And a hermit crab is a crab that lives in a little shell. Yes. So let's get started. Some of the supplies you will need, and mommy and daddy will have to help you with this, is some washable paint. Miss Lisa's going to use red for my crabs, but you can make your crab any color you'd like. And some markers and some crayons, and you will need some construction paper or copy paper. I'm going to use white because I'm going to show you how to add to your crabs. I'm going to use some big paper because Miss Lisa has bigger hands than you do, right? Okay. And I recommend some baby wipes handy or some wet paper towels so that after your parents put the paint on your hands to make the handprints on the paper, you can wash them right away. Okay. So here we go. Are you ready? The first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to turn the camera so you can watch Miss Lisa. Okay, here's my hands. I'm going to take my paintbrush, and if you don't have any paintbrushes, no worries. You could use cotton ball. And I'm going to put some paint on my hand. Remember when we used to do this in the classroom? Remember when we did the pretty handprint roses for Valentine's Day and I turned them into flowers? Yes. Okay. So for the regular crab, we're going to need to put our handprint down twice. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put it down on the paper one way and lift. And then I'm going to add a little more paint. And I am going to put my hand on the other side. So I'm going to turn my paper and I'm going to put it down there. Okay, so that's the beginning of the regular crab. And since I have the paint on my hands, I'm going to take another piece of paper so I can show you the hermit crab. I'm going to add a little more paint. And for the hermit crab, we only need one handprint because the hermit crab's body lives inside of his shell all the time. Okay, so I'm going to take my handprint again and I'm just going to make one. Okay, so I just have one on this paper. Now the next step before we do anything else is wash the paint off our hands. So I'm going to take my baby wipe and wash my hands because I'm not near a sink. To use soap and water. And what's our hand washing song, guys? Wash, wash, wash our hands, wash them nice and clean. Wash the fronts and wash the backs and even in between. Wash, wash, wash our hands, wash them nice and clean. Wash the fronts and wash the backs and even in between. Very, very good. All right, so for the hermit crab, what I'm going to do is take a marker and I'm going to do some swirls. And again, you might need a little bit of help from mommy or daddy. Doesn't have to be fancy. And I'm going to take my marker, make a big circle, and I'm just going to come in and make swirlies. See? Something like that. And a crab has to see, right? So hermit crab has eyes that stick way out of its head. So I'm going to give my hermit crab some two googly eyes. Just like that. See? Hello. And then what you can do is take some crayons, any color you want, and you can color in that shell. You can use any color. Miss Lisa happens to have some pink and some green. I'm going to go right over the pink. I'm going to mix my colors. You can choose any color you want. There's no right and there's no wrong. It just matters that you're having fun. Okay? And then I'm going to take a paintbrush. But you can use a marker, you can use crayons, and I'm just going to put in a little bit of sand for the hermit crab. Did you ever see hermit crabs? Did you ever go on the boardwalk down the shore and you go into the stores and they always have hermit crabs on the boardwalk? Miss Lisa had hermit crabs with my little girls, and we named him Sebastian, just like the crab from The Little Mermaid. Okay, so that's some sand for our hermit crab. And I think I'm going to put some warm sun for Mr. Crab. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. So I did it very quick, but you kind of get the idea, right? So that one is our hermit crab handprint. And now we're going to finish our bigger crab with the 2 handprints. So first we're going to do the same thing. We are going to give our hermit crab, or regular crab, excuse me, some eyeballs, because we all have to see. Okay. Eyes are one of the easiest thing to draw because it's just little circles. See? Okay. And there is our big crab. Excuse me. And crabs love to crawl on the beaches. And they bury themselves in the sand. So we're going to put some sand. And again, don't worry if you don't have paint. You could use crayons or some markers. But always make sure that you have Mom and Dad in the room so you know that you can play with these things. And you have, remember Miss Lisa said, I always have paper on my table to protect my table, right? So I don't get any of my art supplies all over my nice table. Okay, so what else is on the beach? Where do we play? We splish splash. It's nice and cool. Can you guess? The ocean. So behind the crab, I'm going to quickly put in some blue water for the ocean. You know, if you find a nice big shell on the beach and you hold it up to your ear, you can actually hear the ocean. You can. Okay. So if Mr. Crab, his claws get too hot in the sand, he can run down to that water and he can cool off those claws of his. And then the beach is nice and warm. So Miss Lisa's going to put another sun and some rays. And the sun is warm and round, way up in the sky. You go outside, close your eyes and look up and just feel the warmth of the sun on your little faces. Without the sun, we wouldn't have our plants and our trees. So very important. And that's what your handprint crab could look like on the beach. See? Say hello, everyone. Hello, Mr. Crab. There you go. Now, here's another really fun little art project because we learned all about bugs this week, caterpillars and butterflies and ladybugs. So maybe you have this in your house and this is called a fly swatter. And if you don't have one, sometimes you can find them at the dollar store. But you take this and you take some more paint and you dip the fly swatter in the paint. I'm going to help it out here. I'm going to get another brush and I'm going to kind of coat my fly swatter with paint. There we go. And then you come over to the paper. Miss Lisa chose a dark color so you can see it really well. And just put it on that paper any way you want. Wow. And then I could take another color. Miss Lisa's going to get some white. And I'm going to take that brush. Here we go. And I'm going to put white on my fly swatter so I can add another color to my artwork. Okay. And then come back on the paper. And this one, I'm just going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Wow, this is really neat. I really like this one. Look at that. And that is just being creative, just taking a couple of colors that you really like and just putting it onto the fly swatter and creating art. Art is all about being creative and doing what you want to do, what you find fun. Well, that's our art projects for today. It is Friday, like I said, so tomorrow is Saturday and then Sunday, so it's your weekend. It's going to be very, very warm, which means if you go outside, I want you to make sure you have on your sunglasses to protect your eyes and some suntan lotion so you don't get burned from the sun, okay? Make sure you drink a lot of water and breathe in all that fresh, beautiful air. Have a great weekend, guys. Miss Lisa will see you again next Wednesday. I love you always. Take care. Bye-bye.